So, I am going to try and stitch this to another video. I'm about to go, if you listen to any of the reviewers, I'm about to die. Because I'm about to take this up on a mountain road and show you guys that yes, it does actually turn. The good, it's an all-around, do-everything bike. And because of that, it doesn't specialize in any one thing other than it's just super fun at everything. So I guess it does. It specializes in being a super nice... I haven't even looked at anything else since I got these. And I guess proof's in the pudding. I went ahead and bought a second one. So it's just, you know, if you're looking for an all-around bike, I don't care what you're coming off of. Cruiser, crotch rocket, whatever. This will be a very nice replacement for you depending on what you're going to do. If you just want to do anything and everything, this handles anything and everything just fine. Will an R1 out-turn this? Of course it will. Will this turn good enough that you can keep up with the pack? Absolutely. In fact, I actually think this is more fun, to be fair, than my MT10, excuse me, was. The power band, you know, it's weird. They say go slow to go fast. I'm not sure if I'm saying that exactly correct, but it's kind of true in this case. This is faster, you know, actual, you know, get up to speed, whatever. It's faster than anything I've ever had. However, it feels slower. Like on my MT10, that was a fast bike. That's the R1 engine, actually with a little bit more torque. But it didn't open up. Like between 1,000 and 7,000 RPM, yeah, it was quick, very quick. 7,000 all the way to 13, I think it was. I don't remember. It was crazy. Hang on. So I would say that would have felt faster because as you got into its particular power band, things went crazy and the adrenaline rush and all that other stuff, you know. This one is so freaking smooth. It's still 165 horsepower, but you got so much torque coming out of that 2500 that there is no crazy power band. You're getting good solid power all the way from zero. So to be fair, it feels slower even though it's actually faster than a lot of the so-called, you know, fast bikes. Now here we go. 85. Okay, here we go. This is round 2. I just got stuck behind a paint sprayer. Spray on those lines. It's 90 degrees here. Ugh. About 3 days ago, I was up in Alaska in the 40s. Woo, I'm a hot and sweaty guy. Anyway, pray for me. Thoughts and prayers. I'm about to make turns on a bike that's supposedly not able to do that. Rocket 3 GT. This is a 22 with 8,000 miles on it. I got a pretty good idea by now of how to handle this thing. So, really, you got guys just out there looking for content. Okay, here's a 25 mile an hour turn. This is just a nice sweeper turn. We're heading in there at 60. I'm going to start a little small. Push right to go right. Set your lean. Not even scraping the pegs on the GT. I ended that corner at 55, so kind of doubled it, not really. Again, it's not about trying to kill yourself. It's about having fun on the bike. Will this bike have fun? You heard me get off the gas there for a second. Oof, so far I'm still alive. So far so good. Push right, set the lean angle. Scanning all the way ahead. Kind of a switchback. Good example of something this bike's not supposed to be able to do. That last corner was, I think, 30. I ended that one at about 63. 25. Again, look how smooth this is. Hopefully that's coming through. A little bit of acceleration. Did you see that I got a little bit too aggressive on the corner there? I didn't really plan it out very well, but I made it a mid-turn adjustment, and again, so forgiving. Some trail braking on this one, went in a little hot. Still not scraping on that one there, 55. So, I mean, you get the idea. Now, what probably is not coming through, you can see I saw the car coming. What's not coming through is how freaking smooth this thing is. And how planted it is. If I don't make an adjustment mid-corner, it's going to hold whatever line I set it up for. Now, I am driving this bike right now. I am not, I mean, the bike is not driving itself around the corner. I am counter steering, pushing a little harder as needed, a little less as needed. Scanning, scanning. In that case, I had room for a little bit more speed than I thought. I kind of know this road, kind of, but not enough to, like, you know, this is a 10-mile road. I've been on this thing for however long we've been on the video. We started climbing, and it's already dropped 5 degrees. So we're climbing pretty high, pretty fast. This goes from 2,500 foot elevation all the way up to around 10,000 foot elevation. And just a beautiful road. As far as desert goes, I'm not necessarily a fan. I grew up in the Arctic. I love my trees. I love my water. But as far as the desert goes, this is a very good example of how pretty it can be. Oh, there goes 5 degrees right there. So, traffic. Bummer. So, a couple things, just because I'm having fun and riding, why not? A couple things I've learned over the years just kind of kept me alive. I have been on a motorcycle since I was 6 years old. I'm 55 now. The first one was, actually it wasn't mine, it was my cousin's, but we used to ride the heck out of that thing. You're hearing me censor myself mid-sentence. So anyway, from 6 all the way to now, I've had probably, I don't even know how many bikes I've had. Always Yamaha. For whatever reason, I like those Yamahas. I am going to probably do something very illegal here in a second. No, I'm not. It's my friend. Oh, what was I saying? Just lots of years, and enough years to get the bad habits too. Trust me on that. The whole reason I got this bike was I have always supported my upper body ever since I was 6 with my arms just a little bit too much. And your arms will take that for a while until they say no more. Well, they finally did for me, and that's where I ended up with these rockets. So anyway, okay, first thing, the cross lane left-hand turn. It's probably the biggest taker-outer, that is now a word, the biggest taker-outer of motorcyclists, that cross lane left-hand turn, cross traffic. So I'm sitting there at Cycle Gear one day, and this young rider came up and was talking all about how he would leave his high beams on all the time. Didn't care what other people thought. He was high beams because he wanted people to see him. So let's explore that for a second. Yes, they're going to see him. They're already seeing us. They see us. Our headlights are on. They see us. What the problem is, what the real problem is, depth perception. They see one headlight. Yeah, they see you coming, but in that first initial look, they think you're farther away than you are. So that's, oh, love you, buddy. That's a big deal with the with that cross traffic collision. So what I do is low beams all the time. If I'm coming up to an intersection that looks like it could be, you know, a little sketchy, what I do is I flash my high beams on, flash, flash, flash. It's just like those brake lights. And it's the same thing, you know, coming to you is behind you, or you're behind them. You flash those headlights 3 times, and all of a sudden, they already saw you, but now they realize you're 100 feet away, not 1,000 yards away. It's a whole depth perception thing. So the whole leaving your high beams on all the time, yeah, silly. Flash your high beams going into an intersection. I have seen that work. In fact, the closest call I ever had doing that, they still made it out in the lane, but they realized what was going on last second. We're going to go to 3rd here. This is a nice sweeper. They realized what was going on last second, stopped, and I still had an escape path. Another thing, riding a motorcycle, your brakes are your enemy, your throttle is your friend. That's my opinion. But that's always worked for me. I've gotten myself out of trouble with my throttle because, you know, you're on the kind of bike, you got way more acceleration than them and way worse stopping power than them. You only got the 2 tires with the limited contact patch. They got all 4 tires on their cage. So I flash my high beams. He sees me. He stops. He was about halfway into the intersection, and I just jerked around him. Counter steering. If you're not a counter steering type of guy, you need to be. Watch this. I don't like this. I'm going over here. Push right. I don't like this. I'm going over here. Maybe I'll just go back and forth. That's counter steering. Push right to go right. Push left to go left. If you haven't ever done it before, go to a parking lot and practice it. It's the #1 skill for keeping you out of trouble. Like, you're into a turn. Another reason people crash in a turn is they don't have enough confidence in their bikes and what it'll do. And your bike will do a hell of a lot more than you think it will. As far as getting into the turn and like cutting it sharper when you have to. The closest call I've ever had, and please guys understand this isn't every week. This is over the last 40 years of riding. But it was a bad judgment call on my part. I went into a turn too hot. And sure enough, a car was coming, and I gave it a little bit of throttle and pushed a little bit harder on that handlebar, and sure enough, the bike held. So, summary, low beams all the time with the ability to flash them if you're ever feeling like you're in a situation where somebody doesn't see you. It gives you control over the situation. Maybe that's a good way to put it. Always be in a position where you have control and an exit strategy. Riding on freeways is a newer situation for me, but I learned real quick, if the traffic's doing 80, I'm doing 85. If traffic's doing 70, I'm doing 75. Oh boy, this is fun. And watch this. I'm going to power up, and did you see how she just stood up on her own? So again, you have control. Now, back to when I say you got to ride these things, think about your skiing lesson or your snowboarding lesson. On a snowboard, remember I'm from Alaska. On a snowboard, when I was first learning, this is a long time ago, what the guy had me do was just point, literally point. And sure enough, the snowboard would go where I pointed, because your eyes go that way. Same thing with this here. I get into a turn. I'm not trying to drag a knee. I'm not getting my ass off the seat. Oh boy, this is going to be a good one. I'm not getting my ass off the seat. What I am doing, however, is I'm turning my shoulders into the turn. So like right now, I'm on a left-handed sweeper. I took my right shoulder and just leaned into it a little bit. What that did, it got me in the right position. I can see everything, and it really helps this bike hold the line. Remember when I said I went in too hot sometimes? I just did. Push a little harder on the right hand. Bike went in a little deeper. It held the corner. Not too much poop on the seat, just a little bit. Okay, push left. But that's the beauty of that 240. There's so much contact patch, and it's a 180 up front. That even at the 700 pounds, guys, I understand this is a heavy bike. It's just got so much forgiveness to you. And the way this thing is weighted, it's an inline motor, obviously. But with this being a 2.5, what we're used to is, you know, the inline 4 is going sideways. This is an inline 3 going, I don't know, vertical, you know, with the bike, along the bike axis. That's one of the things you've seen before with these, some of these content getters. If you rev this thing up, she will wobble on you. Well, that's torque. That's not the shaft drive, it's torque. In fact, here's a little known gem. The front tire, and you can check this out yourself, go to the Triumph website, look up a Rocket 3 and build your own. It'll give you that, you know, that 3D view. You can spin it. Well, go around till you're looking at it dead on, and what you'll see, the front tire is 3 millimeters to the right of the rear tire. And the whole point of that is to control this torque. Ooh, yeah. Daddy like. So I'm an Alaskan in the freaking desert right now. And I gotta tell you, I just hit my I forget what you call it, your good place. It has dropped from 90 to 74 just that fast. And one thing about the desert, 74 degrees in the desert is nice and cool. Where I'm from, the sun is so low in the sky that you get full immersion. The sun is well, like here, the sun's straight up on top of you, so your head gets it. Up in Alaska, your whole body gets the sun because of the angle. So 74 in Alaska feels like 90 down in the States. It's the weirdest thing. But 74 on this mountain, whoo-wee, love it. And yes, I apparently I did just go whoo-wee. Oh, and then holy smokes, look at the difference in the ecosystem. Hey, brother, hey, brother. Nice big trees now. We're at about 5,000 feet, 6,000 feet. We started at 2,500. And all of a sudden the cactuses are gone. Cacti, cacti whatever. And we got the big, I guess these are pines. And so in Arizona, yeah, it's hot as hell, but the nice part that people don't tell you about is there's a lot of elevation. If you get too hot, just go up. In fact, the place we're going is called Summer Haven. 6,000 feet. Hopefully you guys can see it on that canyon. Oh guys, I can't tell you how smooth this is. Here's a 20. And here's why it's a 20. So to be fair, there's probably another 10 miles an hour I could get out of this thing. I'm kind of just enjoying the ride, taking it easy. But this thing, I gotta tell you, it's eating it up. It's another thing I hear with all the reviewers. This comes, no, as an option, you can get a quick shifter. So, to be fair, I've never tried it, but I just couldn't imagine wanting it, to be honest. I have so much fun. This clutch is so smooth. I have a good time shifting on my own, and I kind of like the flipping the throttle on my own. That's probably just because I'm old. Windy Point Vista, quarter-mile. I think that's a good place to stop. Look at these rocks. Big rocks on little rocks. How does that work out? Is that the Windy Point Vista? This is the Windy Point Vista. Okay. So here we're going onto cobbles. I don't like to mess with that. I'm sure it's fine, but I don't know that it's fine. So okay, well, hopefully all that came through. Hopefully that was productive. Sorry for the lecture, but I raised 6 freaking girls. I can't help myself. Anyway, YouTube, till next time, I did not die. What do you know? Although I did have to make an adjustment on that one corner. That might be a highlight reel. Wait for it. All right, YouTube. We'll see you next time.